he's 18 years old now. When he was 17, he was taking film in high school and was really enjoying that course. So he came home one day and says, "Dad, why don't we make a movie together?" And, you know, when your 17-year-old son asks you to do something, you know, a project, and you're 48 years old, you take that and you run with it.
Exactly.
So, no, it was great. So I said, that's a great idea. So I ended up writing a story and calling it Havelock. It took me about 8 months to write.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started gathering our equipment and getting, you know, different students and different people as well, adults, involved in the project.
Mm-hmm.
And wrote quite the spine-chilling story, we think, and hopefully people will enjoy it.
Now, how did the process of putting a movie together, when you start telling people, okay, we're going to film a movie, I suppose you get every response from yeehaw to, yeah, sure you are. Talk a little bit about, you know, the camera work and that kind of thing. I mean, to get a movie of any kind of quality, I'm sure you had to look into how to film something properly, as opposed to just using a little handheld Sony that you bought at Walmart or whatever.
Exactly. The thing we did, we both simultaneously started our research, Michael and I, on how to pull this off. And my goal from the get-go was, to put out a good product and make us not look, even though we are amateurs, we've never done this. And we've always known that we will always be amateurs for this movie, because we are. We still wanted to put it out and have it look professional, at least as professional as we could. So we did a lot of Googling, and, you know, we took it from a loss control management point of view as to what not to do. If, you know, you Google how to not do an independent movie is the better way to look at it than how to do an independent movie.
Right.
You can find the negatives faster than you can the positives, because there's just so many of them. So we notched at it that way and came up with a game plan. Of course, you mentioned equipment. That's very important. Fortunately, in this day and age, the technology is making it available where you can go to the source or your local, you know, Best Buy or wherever, and get some good DSLR cameras. So we ended up filming this movie with one camera. One camera. We had a handheld DSLR rig, which is basically a shoulder harness with handles that you can insert the camera on to make it steadier.
Mm-hmm.
And we borrowed some lights. We filmed this movie with, you know, 3 lights, so to speak, but they're professional lights. And one boom microphone. You know, we got a Rode microphone from Halifax, from the camera store, and I was actually in Boston on work, and I was able to get a good camera there on sale, and just notched at it that way, Wade. And you know, people who have seen what we're doing so far, the editing and stuff, and for anyone who's seen the trailer, it does look, you know, somewhat professional as opposed to just a low-cost camera. So we're pretty happy with the results. And we also, I got to mention, we have a good friend of ours from Cape St. Mary and Mavillette, Mark DeCap. He's doing all the editing for us on Final Cut Pro, and he has some audio programs as well. And I'm working with him right now in finalizing the editing, and his software is high-end software. So we're using the same software that they have edited James Bond movies with, and the big guns in Hollywood. So we're pretty lucky to have that sort of technology in our neck of the woods.
Not to sound too much like a fanboy, but that is really cool.
Yeah, no, we're having a great time with this, Wade. And one thing I'm mostly proud about is the actors and the people that are involved with this. Everyone is doing it pro bono and volunteering their time.
Now well, let's talk about that. How many people are you talking about? Like, in terms of, not so, well, let's start with the people who are actually in the movie. How many people are really in the movie?
There's about 23 people in the movie, right, with about six being main characters. Mm-hmm. We needed, you know, you need to have dead bodies in the field, so to speak. So we had extras for that, and smaller parts. But for the most part, the movie evolves around a group of 5 students that are at this house, and there's a mother and a son, and also a dead son who lives upstairs. He's been there for 38 years, so that's pretty interesting.
Now, how about crew? You go from that to crew. Were people doing double duty at different jobs? Is that how that worked?
Yeah, you can actually say that. We've done everything from, like personally, I'm one of the actors in the movie because I said to Michael, I want to be in this if we're going to do it together. So it's just, I'm tickled pink to be involved. Everyone has been doing acting to holding the boom microphone to assisting with lights. We're all doing it together, and there's definitely not an actor sitting in a chair waiting for people to prep things around him. All the actors helped in prepping each scene, and, being all volunteers and doing this at night. We had to wait till the sun went down after, working our day jobs. Mm-hmm. Everyone had to pitch in and do everything together. Otherwise, we'd still be in production.
Right on.
It was very, very encouraging to see everyone pull together to pull this off.
Now, the filming of Havelock, how long did that take, and when did it happen?
Well, we had our first meeting February 2nd last year.
Really? So a year ago.
Script handout.
Right on.
We did a little bit of shooting in the winter last winter, but that was very, very small. We basically started filming in May. The crux of the filming was done in August, tapering off into September and finishing in October. So basically we had 4 months of filming. Prior to that, I basically took 8 months to write the story and wrote it in a way for Michael. Michael, my son, is directing the movie. Mm-hmm. I'm co-directing it with him, but the thing we did is we wrote the script as a sort of a script/screenplay. So when you read the script, we inserted everything like the scenes and the moods and where we thought the lightings would be. So it's a very unique type script, but it worked for us, So it was our blueprint to make the movie.
What happens next? We have a trailer. First, I should let everybody know that we have a trailer. You can find it on YouTube, or I have the link on both my Facebook page and the CJLS Facebook page, and it's a good-looking trailer, I have to tell you.
Yeah, we took Mark DeCap from Cape St. Mary and I put that together in December. Trying to get the January 1st deadline on that. So it took us about 3.5 weeks to do, but we're pretty happy with the trailer. Happy in the fact that it doesn't spoil the movie and it doesn't really tell people too much. Some of those trailers that are out there sort of wreck it for the surprise that's in the movie, So we didn't want to give away too much with our trailer, but at the same time intrigue people to want to go see the movie.
All right, so what's next? When can people actually see the movie?
The movie's going to be released at a premiere on May 15th at St. Anne's University in Church Point. They have a wonderful theater there called La Salle Marc Lescarbot, and it's basically sort of the seats are sloped. It's sort of like a small amphitheater. It seats 250 people. So we basically have the May 15th and May 16th shows are sold out right now. So there are seats available for Sunday, May 17th. Mm-hmm. And what's been happening, Wade, and this was totally caught me off guard, is people started pre-ordering tickets on Facebook. And I just basically had to sit down for a week and try to organize myself and basically pre-sold the premiere in a day. And on Saturday, the 16th, that one sold out this week. And we're starting to fill in Sundays. That's just on people contacting us through the Havelock Facebook page, which anyone can go on Facebook and type in Havelock, and it should pop up there, and you can leave messages if you're interested in seeing the film. Mm-hmm. We are printing tickets this week in Yarmouth, so I thought I was originally going to be putting tickets in the different pharmacies and stuff like we do with other projects, but due to the pre-ordering on Facebook, it might not be the case unless the Sunday show doesn't get sold out. Then we will put the tickets out there, but it could very well sell on Facebook alone. So.
Wow, that's kind of amazing. It goes to show the power of social media these days.
Yeah, and we're so fortunate to be living in a place where people are so supportive of projects like this.
Exactly.
I can't speak enough of the local people here in Clare and on the outskirts as well that have just been, helping us in any way possible and wanting to go see this movie and just showing their interest in an independent film coming out of Clare, So not a lot of things like this are being done right now. My goal is hopefully, Wade, we can encourage, if one teenager sees this and decides to give it a go and get a semi-good camera, we could have an independent movie, surge in Southwest Nova Scotia. I think that'd be great.
Well, yeah, what you're doing, yeah, exactly. You're proving to people that it can be done, and by doing that, you're encouraging others to follow in your footsteps.
Definitely, and let me tell you something. I know it's sort of cliche, but if we can do it, anyone can do it. Let me tell you, because we jumped in with our two legs, two arms, and heads, and we went underwater, and we had to come back up, in order not to drown. But let me tell you, it's been fun, and take it with baby steps. We still have a long way to go in finishing the editing, but it's going really well. And it's such an artistic community here in Southwest Nova. We're hoping that we can spawn other projects and also encourage other people to try it out. You know, because it's been well taken by the masses, to say the least.
Which is really fantastic. Now,
totally.
You had mentioned before. We'll get back to the actual showings because we're going to give somebody the opportunity to win a couple of tickets to actually see Havelock in Clare. But first, you had mentioned before we actually went on that you were thinking beyond that to actually show it at a few festivals and that kind of thing. Is that just a kind of an idea, or is that something you've worked on a little bit?
No, I'm actually working on that now. Of course, I'd like to submit this to the Halifax Film Festival, the Atlantic Film Festival. Their deadline for submissions is May 15th, which just happens to be the day of our premiere.
Right.
So there shouldn't be a problem in submitting it. Whether or not, and that's just the thing, Wade, you can submit, but it doesn't mean anything. It still has to be reviewed, and they have to accept it. So I'm not sure what category they will put us in, whether it will be by budget or genre, but hopefully this movie here is a full-length feature done for under $10,000, which is really, really almost impossible to do. So we couldn't have done it without everyone supporting and volunteering. So hopefully that will open a few eyes. And there's also a couple of film festivals in Maine that I'm interested in right now. And a good contact I got through a song that we purchased for the movie. There's going to be a title track song written by a cousin of mine, Brian Melanson. He's living out in Toronto. He wrote a wonderful song called Get Out Alive. And what we did, we bought the rights to the song. And the company that owns the song is stationed out in Vienna, Austria. So I've been Skyping with them for a while. And they have a nice slasher movie festival out there that they're really interested in putting this movie into. So it'd be kind of neat if we could have, a couple of festivals in Canada, couple in Maine, and maybe one over in Europe to submit to.
That would be kind of awesome, no question about it.
Of course.
Now, we are going to give somebody an opportunity to win a couple of tickets. Tell us about when they're going to be seeing. Is this for the Sunday showing?
The tickets we're going to be giving away today, Wade, are for the premiere.
Oh, wow.
Which is the Friday night, May 15th at 8 p.m. in Church Point at the University. Yeah, so it is the night that the whole cast will be there. And we'll also have post the movie, we will have a wine and cheese and a little social there, right there at the university, for everyone to get a chance to talk about the film and talk with the actors and stuff. And Michael, my son, will be walking around, and it'll just be a great. For us, it's a celebration. It's an ending of the project and fruition of all the hard work, I guess. So we're really looking forward to making that special for everyone involved.
Right on. Fantastic. Now, what we're going to do, we have the trailer here, and you may have seen, to all of you who are listening, you may have seen the trailer, you may not have seen the trailer. This is a trivia question that you could guess at if you want to. Dave, tell us the trivia question.
Well, in the trailer, there's a scene where it shows a workbench and a knife coming down, and there's some meat on the workbench. Now, if anyone knows the looks of raw meat, hopefully people do. This is a horror. We got to stay in the horror genre here, Wade, right?
Right on,
so
yeah, exactly.
We have to have people guess what type of meat that is there, because it has a unique texture.
To say the very least, yeah.
To say the very least. So anyone who can come up with what type of raw meat that is, they'll have to watch the trailer. And, as a warning, the trailer does have strong language, so it says that in the beginning of the trailer, so I just figured I'd say that for any listeners who might not have seen it yet.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do, my friends. You can call at 1-800-496-CJLS if you want to guess what kind of meat is there on that workbench when the knife hits it. I'm going to have to let you go, Dave, and I'll answer my phone calls during our ads, and we'll kind of work it out from there.